Friends. I've heard it said that if you have a person that you can truly say is a best friend in your whole lifetime, then you're lucky. As a woman who was immersed in the limelight of the rich and famous and considered first lady of the Miami nightlife and social scene, I've had many acquaintances that people often refer to as my friends. I, thank goodness, always had a very thorough understanding of why people gravitated towards the functions I was hosting, and knew unequivocally why a lot of people saw me as a friend to the many people that hung around in my circles and oftentimes sat at my table. They weren't friends though. They were only associates that wanted something that they either perceived I could offer or wanted access to what they knew I had access to. A friendship is something that develops over time, that involves common or shared experiences, and whose relationship has endured in both good and bad times, in close proximity and far away, in the calls that come every week or the calls that may not happen for months. It's a relationship that's honest, that can admit wrongdoing, and can give and receive honest criticism, knowing that that criticism comes from a place of love. At least that's how I view a true friendship. But if I had a son, which I do, who was being unfairly targeted by the police, who are actually 21 times more likely to be shot and killed than a white friend of mine's son, and there was a group of individuals or a movement created to bring attention to this sobering and disturbing statistic, I would like to think that a friend would not only be sympathetic and empathetic to my concerns, but would stand by me and my child in a supportive and loving way to assuage my fears that for no reason at all, the life of my child could be taken from him and me simply because of preconceived prejudices about young men of color. With that being said, I wonder if Elizabeth Hasselbeck is still viewed as a friend by her former co-host, Sherri Shepherd on The View. Sherri oftentimes has referred to Ms. Hasselbeck as a friend and come to her defense due to the many insensitive words and seemingly extremist right-wing viewpoints that she has espoused while on The View and now as a co-host of Fox and Friends. Recently, she made a comment that the group behind Black Lives Matter is a hate group. A hate group, which if she's implying that black men and women hate that their children's lives are not as valuable as other children's lives, I agree. If she means that they hate feeling powerless to protect their own children from being targeted simply because of the color of their skin, then she would be correct. But I know that's not what she means. And since supposedly Ms. Shepherd is a friend of hers, then I say if there ever was a reason to re-examine a friendship, it would be now, Sherri. It's clear to me that Sherri, like most mothers, loves her son, Jeffrey, and supports a movement that highlights the racist and discriminatory practices that impact her son's life and could impact it one day seriously. Elizabeth thinks that bringing attention to an obvious racial problem in this country that could directly affect her friend's child is insidious in its nature and hate-mongering at its roots. Really? But as a black woman with a black son, I bet Sherri realizes all too well now what kind of friend Elizabeth Hasselbeck really is. And believe me, Sherri, with friends like her, well, you know the rest.